Yeah, nice. Cool.
This is me, John Wayne.
Kaya Wanju, and welcome to the third episode of Uncharted Artistry, a podcast committed to uncovering Perth's best musicians and industry personnel. I'm Tyler, your host, joined by Joshy doing the technicals behind the desk. And on today's episode, we have the melodic riffers and ambient groovers, Tan and Taupe.
Till I break out.
Boys,
G'day.
how are we?
Very well. How are you?
Very good. Thanks, fellas. Thanks for coming in, joining me on the show.
Man, thanks so much for having us. This is awesome. Unlike anything we've ever done. So very cool.
It's cool.
Very exciting.
This beautiful arrangement of chunky sounding legends includes Boss, Harry, Tom and Ollie. We don't have Ollie today.
No, unfortunately, Ollie was feeling a little bit under the weather, so he did the responsible thing. We got a PCR test, so he's in the ISO until he gets his results. So hopefully he's all good, but yeah, so he'll be skipping today.
Awesome. I'm stoked to have the South of the River gang on board. So, how'd you guys pull up Friday?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was all right. Well, I didn't do much drinking. Did you?
No, I was driving home, so I kind of just stayed.
Yeah, I
I
was
was
driving as
chilling
well.
out.
But yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah.
Bit of a sore neck usually after shows, but yeah, like
You guys do go hard on the headbang.
yeah, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, no, it was good, man. Yeah, had a ball, and obviously playing with you guys, which was sick. Which was wicked.
Thanks for coming down.
thanks
I
for
suppose I met Boss at Mojo's last year sometime watching Mountain.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the gig. Yeah, with our mate Dave.
Yeah, Dave. I worked with him, and big ups to Duncan for helping us get into that sold out gig. I rolled in with a few boys.
That's right. Yeah,
wouldn't let us in, so I
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
scoundrel around like, who can get us in? Who's got tickets?
Yeah, gift to the gab, mate.
Yeah, that's right. I can talk shit, that's for sure. But you boys are all south of the river. You grow up knowing each other, or
Nah, not at all.
No,
not at all?
No, not at all.
I met Boris at uni, and I met Felton at uni as well. So
Yeah,
Tom-
Yeah,
I think we all met through Whopper.
yeah, entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
met,
all uni. Yep.
And when did you finish Whopper? Because we did creative arts at ECU, but we spent a lot of time, like we were saying, Light and Herb. Before going into the studio, downstairs studio, that big one with the Allen and Heath 64 channel desk.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have had a field day after your after the session. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's like a prerequisite for that place.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta. Yeah.
So contemporary, or did you just do?
Yeah. Do you guys do anything other than contemporary?
nah, we did. Me and you met on contemporary ed.
Yeah. So we were
second year,
Yeah, we were doing the teacher thing.
Yeah.
and then Felton was doing. You were doing the batch, yeah?
Yeah. I met you guys in the batch. Yeah, I wasn't at Whopper or anything before that.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. I met you through the performance bachelor, which is what we switched to after we got sick of ed.
Yeah.
Then you
Yeah,
went
so,
back.
yeah. So with Harry and I did 2 years of ed together mostly. I mean, I did a deferral at some point because I was just, I didn't.
Mature age things.
Yeah. I don't know how mature it was. But I was just, too knackered to go on at that point. Anyway, came back, and then Harry was a part of that new cohort when we were doing the ed degree, and then we finished the second year of that. And after the second year, there's no more music units. So basically, the last 2 years of that degree were all education, which is cool. And which I ended up finishing, and now that's what I'm doing for work. I'm a teacher, but we all ended up. Harry and I ended up switching over to contemporary, just the full music course.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't quite done.
Yeah.
Jamming and hanging out and
Using
doing
all
that.
their equipment.
Absolutely, having access to rehearsal rooms and a space,
Uh-huh.
and those lockers that they have there that you could, if you could swindle one of those, you had it made because you could leave a little amp in there, and
Yeah.
guitar in there, and
Not lugging your equipment around everywhere.
Yeah.
Especially from being south of the river, I'm sure it's
yeah.
lucky you don't pay double bass.
Yeah, that's I felt bad because I swear that's pretty much what they were purposed for.
gonna
So,
Those in there,
yeah, so I think I must have there must have just been a spare or something like that, and I just got in there nice and quick, gave it the old And then, yeah.
So you're teaching at the moment. What are you fellas up to?
I'm just working at JB doing sales and shit.
Beautiful.
Hella chill, doing a bit of teaching as well, like just like private teaching.
Yep.
But apart from that, no, just gigging and just vibing.
Yeah. Tom?
Yeah, I'm just I work at for a company, Del Cleaves Music, and they they have Cosmic Sounds.
Oh,
and, the piano shop as well.
Yeah.
Just kind of between those shops, and going to uni soon again for another 4 years. It's gonna be fun.
Back at uni again.
What are you going to do there again, Tom? I forget.
I'm doing engineering.
Oh, big change.
Yeah. Huge change, yeah.
No herb before
No,
class.
The arts degree didn't pay off.
No, no good.
Yeah, the opposite. Fucking hex debt. Sorry, you're allowed to swear on this.
Yeah. We try and.
Yeah, sorry.
Promote it.
I thought you were say, we try and keep it to a minimum. No, all right, cool. That's good. I can be myself then.
Nah, it's an expression of self, I think. So
Yeah, excellent.
Why does last year seem like last week? Your face is different in my sleep. I swear to God, I've been here.
So you just had a release night,
Yep.
a double release night. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, does anybody else? Sorry, I feel like I'm over talking. Harry, do you want to take this one?
We released a single a while ago. That one, Lucidity.
Yep.
We just didn't do anything with it. We just released it, like, chuck it out. Something so people can go to it, you know, if they have any interest in the band, or if they see us in a gig and they're like, oh, you guys are sick. Like, what do you want to, do you have any Spotify? We're like, yep, right there. Like, nice and easy, right? We didn't plan any single launch or anything like that for it because we just didn't think we'd get anything.
Yeah.
We hadn't played for like 3 years and it was like super quiet. So
Yeah.
we just released it. And then we did a dual like kind of celebration and a release with the Rosie
Yep.
a while ago.
When did you put Lucidity out?
It was like November, right? November 2021, so last year.
Yeah, maybe a little earlier than that. I can't remember. It's on the Spotify, I think. Yeah.
Oh, October. Yeah, it was October. Yeah.
Late October. Yeah.
My bad, yeah.
Around there.
Yeah.
And then Breakout was the follow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Breakout was the next one, which is completely different to the first one we released, which is probably counterintuitive, but
That's a bit of flavour.
fuck it, you know.
They're
variety.
singles anyway. That's what the point is, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be any fluency to it, I suppose, because you're trying to iron out all those creases before putting something together as a compilation.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, run us through the process, Tom. How did you how do you manifest it? How do you record it? Who does all the ins and outs?
Well, we recorded with Matt, Matt Templeton in his studio.
Stay well.
Stay well.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Nice.
And we started off just doing the drums. Like, that was the main thing. What was the name of the studio in Frio?
Hopping Mouse.
Hopping Mouse.
Hopping Mouse. That's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hopping Mouse.
He's where he's at now.
Yep.
Yeah, so
yeah.
and it's dope.
Yeah.
It's a dope
Sick
studio.
studio.
Yeah.
And the guys that own that, I can't remember their names, but they were in and out while we were there, and they were wicked dudes as well.
Yeah. So who writes the music? Who comes up with compilations?
shouldn't point him.
That guy over there.
For the record, I just had fingers in my face.
the grand architect.
No, Boss legit rides everything for us. Like, we just kind of, it's like he brings the whole car in and we just like put the metal on it. And then it drives away. Like, that's it. It's he brings in the entire, like, everything all together.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick.
That's not entirely true, to be honest, but yeah.
No, it is. It's legit, man. You're a fucking G. You're really good at it.
Well, I think the initial idea is that's accurate, but I think
credit.
But I think that the analogy of just slapping things onto a car is underplaying what the other boys do.
That's right.
Like I come in with like it might be a melody or like a vocal melody or in some lyrics and a guitar part or a chord progression. It's usually a guitar part that is not really chords per se, as in like an acoustic guitar playing chords, but it'll follow a chord progression within a riff sort of setting because, we're guitar nerds, so it has to be like that.
You can't tell.
Yeah, so no, that's basically it.
But I suppose you can't really get a sound out of what you want without, the pieces of the puzzle being there. So you could have any guitarist or any bassist out there, but to have your specific sound and your specific slap, that's what they bring to it, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also stylistically, like we all kind of like the same music as well.
Yeah.
Like I know Feldon listens to Carnival and like metal and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
So me and Boss have very similar tastes as well.
Surely
so.
there's some Metallica in there.
Yeah.
Oh, born and raised on it. I wouldn't ever have picked up a guitar if it wasn't for and there's a lot to be said about stuff like that. Even now when I'm teaching kids at school, I get kids coming up to me, check out this riff. I'm like, oh hell yeah, next generation still. And say what you want about Metallica, people reckon they're shit or whatever, and they've had a huge career. And I'm of the opinion that I don't really listen to their music anymore, actively, and definitely don't really follow on their new stuff or whatever. But
it's still got value.
It's still got great value.
That's right.
And that And Justice for All album, that fucking holds up.
Yeah.
To this day, it is like one of the heaviest, sickest fucking records. It's so sick, man.
Only that room to add the bass to it would be much better.
Oh yeah, the sound is like notoriously bad. Well, by today's standards, you know what I mean. Like that came out whenever, I don't know, probably late Ale. I'm not even going to touch it.
I won't touch it yet.
I want to say
70s, but I have literally no idea.
Definitely not
70s.
Yeah, I think well, Black Album was 91, and that was the album after, so I'd say it was 88, 89, somewhere around there.
Oh, okay, there you go.
But yeah, for that time and that sound, it sounds almost like those Pantera records, real
it's less heavy,
fucking aggressive guitars.
Yeah,
like real, very focused on the guitars in the mix. Like the vocals are secondary. Everything's secondary to that just beefy fucking Hetfield right hand smashing in the face. Yeah, so.
But I suppose it's funny though, without those influences and paving the way, you probably wouldn't have your sound.
No, that's right.
Today.
Definitely not.
Yeah, definitely not. Metallica's like, they pioneered that like riff within chord progression stuff. Like, I mean, I could list off millions of their songs. I'm not gonna, but I'll give you one. Fade to Black, if you want to think about that one.
Yep.
It's got that that riff. And that's just a classic, A minor, C, G, E minor, 4-chord song. But it's like it's not. It's Fade to Black, this fucking epic tune.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so
it's about the smaller things, isn't it? Rather than the tonality and the pinches and all those things that make it what it is.
Especially in metal.
Yeah.
When you cut it all back, it's
I'll see you later with the oily makeup. End of the day, I'll wait up. Another week to go until it runs a cold.
So run us through the Rosemount night. Who'd you have on the lineup? Who sorted that all out? How'd you get that going?
it was all Ollie.
Yeah.
Ollie.
You can thank Ollie.
You can thank
100%
Ollie
that
Gordon.
shit.
All Ollie.
Yeah.
Booked the entire gig. He did it from even from the promoter perspective, he did the whole from go to O. It was unreal.
It was impressive. Like I'm not one to be very good at organizing shit, and I was astounded how smooth everything was. He just came to us with stuff. He's like, all right, this is done. This is done. This is done. I'm like, sick. I'll just be there on the night, I guess. I won't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
But we had some great people on. We had Stacey Ann was there singing some lovely tunes. Super diverse lineup as well. Completely different music.
Oh, that rendition of Dreams that Stacey Ann did was blew, because our lead singer Jasmine came down. She's like, we can never sing that song again now.
It's been done.
Yeah.
Done
It's
perfectly.
been done. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't add to it. Yeah.
So Stacey Ann, my first boy band.
Yeah, which was sick.
Yeah.
by the way.
that was pretty hectic.
Were they the auto-tune cats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Post Malone fan and Drake and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why, but I just love it.
Metallica to Drake. Oh.
All of the music influences have just basically come from ex-girlfriends. It's sort of like shack up with a girlfriend for a couple of years. Not intentionally, only a few years. I must. Try and make it last.
It's expiry date, eh?
Yeah, but no bad blood. I mean, they were all awesome. I think I'm probably the common denominator, being a prick in that situation. But anyway, I got Drake from a awesome girlfriend I used to date, who I'd met at uni as well.
Yep.
Not going to name her name, obviously, because that's she probably doesn't want to be named. But yeah, she introduced me to that, and I forgot what we were talking about, man. I'm hungover.
That's all right. What about the merch on the night, which I'm wearing right now?
Yeah, thanks for the rep.
That's
there,
all right.
buddy. Yeah.
I've even got my mask.
Oh, your face mask.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
comfortable, these. by the
Oh,
way.
very good. Very good.
I highly recommend wearing a proper mask in COVID season rather than one of those fucking medical ones.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I probably should specifically say that there is no scientific backing for the mask that we have selected for our merch as being completely COVID safe. However,
Cover your face.
it is a triple, 3-layer cotton mask, which is
comfort and style is all we care about anyway.
yeah. But yeah, no, the merch is we kind of all participate in that a bit. Yeah.
The writing is
It's accurate.
Japanese.
Yes.
It's accurate as well.
It's accurate, yes.
It is.
I'm doing pineapple and then tan and taupe.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally just typed tan and taupe into Google Translate, got that, then got it was very a little bit
Tan and taupe.
basic.
Yeah. Now, run me through the name Tan and Taupe because
Floor's yours, boss.
It's stupid, man. I don't know. I always loved. I love alliteration. Like it just sounds. For me, the initial appeal was one, that movie was just like I watched it so much when I was a kid, like really young. 7-minute abs. Fucking hilarious. I don't know how well it's aged. I haven't watched it. But I still maintain it was funny for its time, It's still funny.
Yeah.
Fuck that. It's funny. Yeah. There's a scene where Ben Stiller, it's at the start of the movie and he's finally getting to go to the prom with Mary, who's played by Cameron Diaz. And he goes to the door, and the father-in-law says, what are you doing here, whatever. And there's an awkward exchange, and then Mary comes out, and he's very awkwardly she goes, oh, I love the tux, Ted. He goes, oh, thanks. The guy at the store said it was tan and taupe. And fucking end scene. That's literally where
it does cut
from.
off right there, doesn't it?
There's a few more like bits in there, but there's no other mention of like tan and taupe. It's literally just tan is a color and taupe is a color. It's just two different shades of brown.
Yeah.
There it
and
is.
then I thought, well, 2 different shades of brown.
Sick.
Can't miss.
Bad name. Done.
Yeah, and there's been several heated conversations in the group chat over the years of let's change this fucking name. Because everyone's like, oh, it's taupe or it's taupe.
Yeah.
And
Or it's just like, what?
Yeah, or it's just like, what the
Too
fuck is
uppy,
that?
or-
What did you just say?
But I've typed it into Google Translate, and when you press the diction button and it tells it to you. In the American English, it's taupe, and in the UK English, it is also taupe. Yeah, so just a commonly mispronounced word, and
So we're running with Taupe.
we're running with tan and taupe.
yeah.
We've come this far. We've got I don't know 300 people on Instagram, so it's basically irreversible.
Yeah.
Which
We
is
released
obviously
2
sarcasm.
songs.
So
Oh my god, this throwback.
Where did you dig that? Maybe more than 2 songs.
Motivated by greed to kill.
I did some digging. Yeah, I did some digging. I found that on Bandcamp.
fuck, you sure did do some things. I thought every online version of this was
Scrubbed.
out.
Yeah, 'cause we fucked it off on Earth. Like that on Earth was like, that's clean now. That's just Lucidity and Breakout.
Yeah,
But-
we haven't even uploaded Breakout there yet, but we got
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah,
Sorry, boys. Yeah. But yeah, that's an old fuck. That's probably one of the first.
That was our first banger.
Yeah, that was
like,
one of the first
Yeah.
songs that we started jamming when we came together. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure. That
which
like-
was a long time ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we all started like doing that when I want to say 6 years ago.
I feel like it
Yep.
was. What year did we start Whopper? I think it was like second year in that we.
I think so, yeah.
Started jamming. I think.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
thing.
very bass heavy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's partly the mix due to me.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
I mean,
fucking-
in a good way though. Like most of
the bass
songs
bit's
are.
the best bit of the tune.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
not the best, like not it's all together, but like that's certainly like the driving bit of the tune. you know?
Yeah.
And not just the riff; it's the way that Tom can play it. You know?
Yeah,
So-
Oh,
Yeah.
That was your riff though that you came in with.
I forgot about that.
I can't take credit for that. That was boss as well.
But it is the way that he plays. I want to stress that,
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
can like give somebody a whatever, like you give 10 different guitar players, bass players, whatever, the same chart or the same bit of music to read off or play or whatever. Because I'm pretty sure I gave it to you in sheet. I like scribbled out.
That's right. I think it was like just on an A4 piece of paper. Or something.
Yeah, and I just had some like the manuscript or something, and I can't remember if I like wrote note names or if I actually like scribed it in properly or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Yeah, but
Just play this, and then that's what they do because you could have 100 bass players play 100 different types of riffs, couldn't you?
yeah.
Yep.
Like if I gave that to anyone else, it would have sounded 10 times different, you know, and so and then
Because I look like you can see like a little photo on the Bandcamp, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's all the original members. It's all
That song was. That
yeah?
song 100% was. Yeah. So that song's called Iceman. That was an older tune from like when we used to play with our mate Brad. He had like a lot of stuff on at the time. So like
he was busier than
busy as motherfucker. He had, I think he had like 3 bands going on, and we would kind of went into hibernation because we were all going through uni stuff.
Yeah.
We were like in exams, and then we went dormant for like I think like a year and a half or something like that.
Oh yeah, call it 2, 3.
Yeah, it was a long time.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Brad seems busy.
Which is but he was a fucking beast on the kid.
Yeah.
It was good,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
And what's Brad doing now? I'm sure he was doing hunting birds for a really long
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah,
That was his
yeah,
next
yeah.
project, yeah.
So he had a lot of success doing that.
He's still doing Dear Soldier, and he's got, I think he's doing something else, but I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, but whatever he's doing,
Yeah,
it'd be
he's
good
doing
because
fine.
Brad's got taste and skill, and
Yeah.
he's
Brad's a
he's a
legend.
beast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad Forbes, check him out.
Yeah.
WA drummer from hell. He's
We'll
awesome.
get him in on the podcast.
Bullsbrook.
Yeah, do it,
Yeah, get him.
From Bully.
yeah, from Bullsbrook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then what? You get Ollie pretty much after that.
Yeah, I went to his recital, missed
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I rocked up late, and I'm like, hey man, do you want to be in a band? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, I'm sure you played great. I'll see you later. I was like, yeah. Nah, it wasn't a good look, but no, he said yes. So
Yeah.
no, then we
He did a fill-in gig for us.
That's
Brad
right.
couldn't make a gig
Yeah,
at
that's
right, yeah.
Badlands ages ago, and Ollie filled in. And the songs are kind of annoying for a drummer.
I
Yeah.
just fucking learned it, man. It was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, he just put in the work, bang, bang, bang. Like like we were saying, how he organised that gig.
Yeah.
Just smashing through it and just so tactile about how he gets stuff done and
Yeah.
organised and
Yeah.
and passionate. Because it takes that to be able to put that effort in. You can't
Yeah.
just be putting that much effort in if you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, especially coming from like he literally just learnt them from like iPhone recordings we had in a shitty like barely a rehearsal room. It was like a classroom that had like glass windows and like brick walls. Just
Yeah.
an echoiest like horrible thing to record something in. Shoved an iPhone in the middle of the room and just played through like a set. And he just learnt off that. It's insane.
Yeah.
And phones have come a long way with that record, like with voice recording
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like now, like we put one up on the gig from the Rosemount the other day, and the sound is
fine.
passable.
Yeah.
And
It
it's
just
like it's not
compresses
gone
it
like
nicely, yeah.
yeah.
Pretty good.
But back when we did it a couple of
Yeah.
years ago, it wasn't there.
Technology wasn't there yet.
Peaking.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
peaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not unlike Harry on a Friday night.
Oh shit. Not anymore. I don't do that now.
That's all right. The next one was going to be another little inside joke anyway. That's all right. So
Love inside jokes. I'd love to be part of one someday.
this one had your name all over it, bro.
fuck.
I'll try and get it on my phone if I can while we're doing it. But so you guys played in other bands before this, or did you just?
You go first, Phil.
I've played in a few other. I played in another band in Perth, Sky Machine,
Sky Machine.
run by with Nathan O'Brien.
Okay,
yeah, it's a sci-fi jazz thing, and he's writing
Sci-fi
he's-
jazz. Fuck
Yum.
yeah. I never thought of it like that. Spot on.
But he's like another just absolute wizard who's like he's doing like a comic book thing of like to go along with the music as well. So he's got like artists coming in and doing it. We're mainly doing that right now. So it's a bit quiet on the gigs front at the minute, and also with like the borders opening soon. It's not really sure what's going to be happening with live gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. quick shout to Sky Machine. And
Nice. Awesome.
Go on, Harry.
I'm still in Green Pools. Like I said, a local Freo band. I've been with those guys for almost 8 years now.
And they're fucking sick
Yeah.
as well, man.
We do good.
What do they play? What kind of?
Like indie rock
Yep.
stuff, like that kind of thing.
Yep.
Lots of weird chords and cool
Yep.
harmonies and stuff like that. Unfortunately, none of us can sing in that band either. So it's just the one solo. Tess rocks it, man. She's a
female
beast.
lead.
Yeah,
she's a
Tess
beast, man.
Hutchinson.
She
Yeah,
plays keys and vocals, and she's fucking sick, man.
yeah, she's unreal. And and Joe,
Joe the guitarist. Yeah,
Joe. Yeah, I think are they the
so they write
the writers.
Yeah, they write everything together. They're a couple, so they write everything together. And they just they just bring it in. It's the same kind of process what happens here, but with two cooks instead of just the one.
Yeah,
Which is a good way to do it. And I'm also in another band that's super dormant. Just a metal project with a couple of mates.
Yep.
I did some vocal tracking the other day. It was good.
And what do you call that, Dal?
We call that we call that procrastination. No, we call it anything but real stuff. No, it's Cold Soul.
Soul.
Yeah, with Harper on the kit. He's a fucking beast. Obviously, I'm sure everyone knows him.
Dan Harper?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan Harper, another Whopper Lord.
legend.
Yes.
And he's doing Shangri-La as well.
He's in Shang, yeah.
Oh, very
She's
nice.
manning that one, yeah.
Yeah, which are doing great.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well.
They
I
are
think,
killing it, aren't they? Yep.
Yeah, that's all my shit going on. It's
And
a
the
little bit
Borsa?
too much, to be honest.
And the Borsa did, I start my first gigging band was a metal band from, they're from here obviously, but it was, they're called Sensory Amusia. And they're still going. They've got they've had some great success over the years. That was quite a while ago. I started that. Well, I didn't start the band at all. I just came in and as the second guitar player. It used to be a 4-piece lineup. It was 2 twin brothers originally, Chris and Sean, who were just fucking creative beasts. And they used to, they were in a bunch of other metal bands like Burn For Me and Extortion. Oh, was it Burn? Pretty sure they had Burn For Me. That was their kind of and you know what, siblings in bands, like your Panteras and you can't think of any others right now. But there's always Gojira, they're all metal bands that I'm talking about, but there's loads of it's just there's some sort of synergy that happens when you've been playing together for so many years, you know what I mean? Definitely. And you just create this insane shit. So those dudes were unreal, and of course they were twins, so fucking clashing you would not believe. So it was a colourful environment to be in, and and they had quite a bit of success in the metal scene, and they actually got to play Soundwave in, I think it was 2011. They won it was like a Triple J Unearthed competition or whatever, and whoever won whoever they picked or whatever got to play the stage. And I'd unfortunately left the band by then, but Sean, bless his lovely heart, was like, dude, come play Soundwave. And so he let me come in and do that gig, and that was probably the highlight of my whole shit thus far. And then after that was in another metal band called I Am Eternal, with a bunch of dudes. That was pretty fun too. But they're now doing they're pretty much not all of the guys from that band, but the guitarist that left, that I ended up going in and filling in for him, he's now playing with the same drummer from that band, and the old vocalist of that band, and they're now with Nishanka Ragavan, who's Nish is like the Perth metal guitarist. Fucking he's I know I keep saying that people are beasts, but this dude's like a mega beast.
So these bands are all, judging by their names, they're all folk bands, hey?
It's the sort of shit where you just look at their band logo and you go I don't know what the fuck that is. But their band is called, I gotta give them a shout out because it's fucking sick music. Xenobiotic, Xenobiotic, all one word. Fucking good music, man.
Awesome.
and wicked players and wicked dudes.
Cool. I'll put all these names at the bottom of this playlist. So if you're listening, just scroll down, and there'll be all of your influences there. I tell you.
Hell yeah.
See if that one works, fella.
Great tune, man.
I've heard you like this song a bit, bro.
This is my ringtone for about 3 years, I reckon.
Yeah, so most of the stuff that is all the inside jokes are because I work with one of Boss's mates.
Yeah, you got a spy on the inside.
Yeah, he's just feeding me all these things. Play this, do that. Like, what about Harry and Taupe? Like, I don't really know. But did you guys live together, you and Harry? Is that, or you and
No, me and Tom did.
Yeah, we did for a while.
That
was like probably the best living situation I ever had. Was like with Harry and Alana as well.
Yeah, man. Oh, that was a sick time.
That was great.
Good.
Yeah, I love that.
We were all going through uni, and it sucked. We were like, this year sucks. It was like the third year where you had to do a bunch of like academic stuff as well as the music stuff.
Yeah.
So it was just insanely hard and over the top. And we're all struggling together and like living in this little house like together. It was
I remember that in
awesome.
Nullamara,
Yeah, Nullamara.
That was a cool little house.
Nice suburb.
Yeah. We did have a dream at one stage to have a band house, you know. And I thought and I thought that would have been really productive for the band, you know, because if you're all living together and you've got a jam space and you're seriously gonna, but you know, I think we all had partners at the time and. You know, were you going to cram fucking like 8 people into four couples into a house, or 3, whatever it was. I can't remember. There was I definitely was with. It was.
I think it was like because it was you and your missus at the time. It was me and my missus at the time.
Yeah,
and her missus at the time. And then Felton, it was like 7 people, which is fucked.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah, it was too much. And I don't think the dynamic would have been like. I don't think many people would have gotten along in that. house. Like we would have, the boys.
The boys would have been fine. The girls would have been very different people.
Because there was.
That's
Harry and I did work together for a long time at Grilled. Don't ever work at Grilled, kids.
It's shit. Don't ever do
good
that.
burgers though, eh?
Great burgers. I'll give them that. That's about all.
They give them their half price. That's about it.
They
3 in the morning. That's about it.
Yeah, but 3 in the morning. Yeah. But we both worked together at Grilled, and Harry's partner worked at Grilled, and my partner worked at Grilled. Jesus. So in a sense, we did live together. You know?
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about the machine?
No,
we can't.
You can sum it up as saying that it was a small workplace of about sort of 30 regular staff, and everyone was fucking everyone.
Yeah, they were all of us were about like early 20s, 19 to early 20s, and it was just
speak for yourself. I was a bit older.
It was a cesspool, man.
Yeah,
it was peak of testosterone. Just
it was there. It was. Yeah,
estrogen as well.
But it was a vibe. Like it was a time. You know, like I don't know if you've watched True Hollywood Stories with Charlie Murphy, but he says the 80s it was a time. And it's like like that Grilled thing was a fucking, that was a little chapter in time. It was so weird, and obviously when you're in those sort of situations, you never see them for what until you're out and you have a bit of perspective, and you're like. That was fucking intense.
You compare that to because I work at JB, so it's like it's mostly people like mid 25 or mid 20s, and they're all like nobody's doing anything. Everyone's just friendly to each other, and everyone's just like in a normal work. There's like 2 people that date, and there's like 1 couple that just got together after like 2.5 years of being in the same store. Yeah, and I'm like, Grilled was fucking insane. Like people like hooking up, breaking up, and like. Fucking another person from the same store, and then like that would cause issues on shift, and like they would get pissy, and like it was a nightmare, man.
That was
that was a small portion. I mean, the negativity side of it was a smaller portion.
Yeah.
Like it was actually awesome, you know? And it wasn't a hell, like it wasn't a gross vibe. Like everybody willingly was, those that were all sort of like incestuous. It was a group, and everyone was kind of like all hanging out. And I don't know. I look back on that time, although I wasn't the most. I don't know if success is the right word.
Confidence.
I wasn't like a heavy hitter in that sort of environment. I wasn't, I didn't have my finger in all the pies. But,
okay.
But no judgment to all of those that were participating.
If you got it, you got it.
Yeah. So no, that was cool. And actually, funnily enough, that was many years ago. And last night, I actually went and just randomly caught up with a couple of them.
There you go.
Yeah, just out of the blue, it was just like, hey, you guys guys want to get together? I was flicking through an old photo album and
Yep.
saw all these pictures from when we were standing in the kitchen there, and just felt compelled to send a few messages and sent out those pictures. And then we all had a beer last night, and yeah, everyone. It's weird, man. Everyone's old, like, or not old, but everyone's like mature.
Yes.
You know.
Like a fine wine.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny, the
doesn't get you
ideas.
drunk.
The ideas you think that are good when you're like early 20s or mid 20s, like sleeping with everyone in the store you work at, or moving in with 7 people. You're like, now you look back, you're like, probably would never do that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah.
Moving in with like one extra tops.
Yeah.
But if you had never
Maybe.
done it,
That's right.
You would have. At some point, you're going to do something.
yeah.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
What's wrong with living with 7 people? Let's figure that
Just
shit
get a big
out.
fridge. It's fine.
Yeah. We'll do it at 45.
Yeah.
Oh God.
What's the go? Where and how did that hip hop little beat that you guys have come about?
Oh, the one's the skanky one. That's like.
Yes.
From the last 2 shows.
Yeah, that is a burner.
Oh, thanks,
Thanks,
man.
man.
That's pretty recent, that one, actually.
That's very.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
our newest one, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that I
Well, I wouldn't say new. Sorry, it's like it's an older one that we had like about a year ago, but it's now been like kind of fully
it'd been
finished
fleshed out and
fleshed
finished. Yeah.
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 The idea was brought
Yeah.
in a while. Well, yeah, and it's a lot of times you come in with like a couple of ideas and you sort of half make one and then forget about it or whatever, and that one just ended up getting polished up a bit. And because we were doing that Rosemount gig with FKA Franky.
That's right.
And Lockie, who's the lord of that, you know, like, so it's basically like a full hip hop
Is
vibe.
he the lead singer, the lead of
Yeah,
it? Is he?
yeah.
Yeah, he had good sound.
Yeah. So it was fun hanging out with him, man. He's a character for sure.
Yeah,
He's very
is he?
cool.
Yeah.
I wish I was as cool, man. Like, I'm not saying that to be like, I'm not being like sarcastic. The motherfucker is cool, like, you know. And I'm in awe of people, like, you know, when people just got like they've got their own fucking gravitational pull. There's people around them all that, and they're following, you know, that want to be around them. You know what I mean? So
he's got that.
he's got he's absolutely, he's a super positive dude, hell chill, lovely guy. So from having, knowing that we had to, play with those guys and they were headlining, so we figured they would probably draw the largest amount of people because it was their sort of, you know, thing. So I guess the rationale behind that was, throw this one in there, so so we can have something that sort of relates. And
What's it about? A female or is it?
yeah, it's
Can I interpret it?
Sure. I'd love for you to
Guessing
do
game.
that. Yeah.
I know like one lyric from it. It's, show me a good side. I want to show you all a good time. So I'm
Yeah,
assuming
that's
it's
right.
like you being like, usually I suck. So I want to be like, I want to show you the good side of me, and then like get like, I don't know, friendships or relationships, or like build something like that with just the good side of you or something like that. Is that kind of like what it is?
Sure.
Close enough.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically it's like a infatuation song, really. You know, when we're in the same room, I can't see nothing else. I just want to stay close to you, if nothing else. You know, it's just, you know, cliches and
Typical hip hop song sort of thing. Then.
like, but I do love I'm a big without sounding too mush. I do love and romance and all that stuff, like probably a little bit too much, you know, like crying movies all the time. Like When Harry Met Sally, like that one just broke me the first time I watched it, you know, and like people say that that's aged poorly, you know, or whatever. Like that aside, the actual story and that, you know, I'm just hopeless romantic in a sense like that, which is a fucking curse, because you have this idealistic view of what it should be, and it's not reality. And I know that deep down, but you know, like you always have that hope, man.
Goddamn empathetic people.
But so it's basically just about, you know, that it's that feeling of when you just can't stop thinking about a particular person, and you just like always want to like want to be around you all the time, and you want to like hit them up all the time, but you're like, oh, better not hit them up all the time because then they're going to be like, oh, he's too thirsty, you know, and that kind of stuff. So it's basically just being able to express that without actually like creeping the fuck out of some person, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well summarised. I like it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Well, it bangs anyway. So
Cheers, man.
either
Thank
way,
you.
and I love that. You know, it's not all metal. It doesn't always have to be. You're pretty good at tickling all sides of the genres, I think.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. Well, we all love so much music, so it's kind of just happens that way. And
Yeah.
the other guys are super cool and saying like, no, that's not like our sound, or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like I don't think
No,
we've
we just do
ever
whatever.
really cut anything and said, even with Breakout, we were like, okay,
Yeah.
I think this one is probably pushing it.
yeah. Before
don't-
Ball starts screaming.
Yeah, like yeah. I don't, you know, and we weren't ever going to release that, you know.
Yeah, okay.
That was the idea anyway, and we just didn't. Yeah, and then it just must have been the timing of when we were in the studio that must have been the hot topic.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
what it was.
Yeah,
and,
Yeah, I think we were planning to record. Oh, it was just Lucidity and Old Friends, I think, at the start as a dual A side, and then it turned into like, oh, let's just do an EP.
let's just do the EP. Yeah.
And it just happened to be one of the tunes that was like our favorite to play. And we did like local recordings and just jam recordings. It sounded really tight and really good. So we're like, yeah, fuck it, let's just do it.
yeah.
I know it's a bit different, but oh well,
It does look fun to play, to be honest.
it's fucking hard.
That should be a better
Stressful.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's stressful. Yeah.
And sing as well. Surely that's hard to play and sing.
Yeah. You just turn your volume down halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is. It's tricky, but it's just one of those ones you got to sit down and just like do repeatedly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just practice. Yeah, it's one of those
Like
annoying
both
practice
sides of the
ones.
brains working and all that.
Yeah, it's like playing drums. You know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I think it would be like.
Run us through your setups, your rigs. What do you play? What do you run?
What a great thing to
Here we
talk
go.
about.
Who wants to go first?
Oh, let's go with not me.
We'll go with Felton.
All right. Well, I mainly run like Aguilar gear. I've got the like for the stage, I got like the Tone Hammer 500, and I've got the 210 Aguilar cab,
Beautiful.
which it sounds great, but I have to admit, like I bought it because it's white and it's got like a red front.
For the looks.
Oh yeah. But I mean, it does sound good as well. So
Yeah.
I'm rolling with that rig at the minute. I used to have like when I was younger, I had just like larger rigs. I had like a 410 and all these other things, and like a big heavy amp head and all that sort of thing. And
Yeah.
when you're doing gigs in like Rio and other places, and you have to park a mile away, it becomes not very smart to have a very ginormous heavy rig. So I was more looking for like a rig that was also one trip from the gig to the car.
Yeah, something
with,
a
like,
bit more
trolley.
mobile.
Yeah, exactly. And
pedals?
I recently, I'm a big fan of Carnival. I love that sound. So I started getting some dark glass stuff recently.
Yep, cool.
I got like
yeah.
the
That thing is mean.
Yeah.
I love I bought the hyperluminal compressor and the B7K Ultra.
Yeah.
Like it's just sounds so good. I was never like a big fan of drive on the bass and stuff like that for the longest time, but then I got that pedal, and obviously like as a massive fan of Carnival, I know he uses one as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just love the sound of it, and I just like started using it recently, so that's what we're rolling with at the minute.
And it looks like Dark Glass owes Carnival a check.
So if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about right now, we're talking about the bass player's sound, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you do know what we're talking about, that probably summarizes it perfectly.
Yeah, it's probably a small group of listeners will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And Harry, what do we do there?
I am running a Angle Invader, the 100-watt version, because you got the 150, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I liked Bors's tone so much, I thought, why not? I want to, I get. And I saw it on Gas, and I was like, oh, I got to get this, man. It's a delicious amp. It's a bug, and you don't see them anywhere. Like, they're vintage gear at this point. You never see them.
Yeah.
And I just had a 5150, one of the little 50-watt ones.
Yep.
They're wicked, man. They're really, really good.
Those 5150s, the one you had, are they the re-released Fender ones?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're the it's a 5153, I think it is. Like
Yeah,
it's
Mark-
like a
yeah,
Mini 3, a Mini Mark 3, whatever it is.
Mark 3, yeah, Mini, yeah, whatever.
It's
yeah.
not the special edition, it's the basic black one.
Yep.
I had a modded one where you got an extra channel on it, which was tight. But it had a really basic clean tone. I was like, I want to get something nicer. And an actual proper like gig amp that I'm going to buy, I'm going to use for like many years, and I'll get something nice. So I grabbed the Angle off Gas, and I've been using that since, and it's fucking sick. It's so good. It's so good. Having 4 channels as well is glorious. With it's got MIDI as well, so you can whack in like it's got this unique foot switch.
Yep.
Where you can have, I think it's like 10 settings on there, and each one's like a different manual setting of the amp. So it doesn't actually take digital input.
Yep.
It just, when you click the MIDI or click the button on the MIDI, it sets a preset to whatever you got going. So if you want your effects loop in there, it'll put that on.
Yep.
It'll put on your noise gate if you want that. It's got a built-in noise gate as well. It'll go to the channel it needs to go to, and it'll activate the bright switch or the extra drive switch. So like whatever you need to do with that one button, you can activate a bunch of stuff. So instead of having to like do the foot tap of like turn off like delays and reverbs in between drive settings and solos and like all this other shit, it's just
one button.
Gone from to it's awesome.
It's amazing how complicated it is to set up. To make something simple, the back end of it, I imagine it's probably like what coding would be. I guess you see this lovely web page, and then behind it's a bunch of ones and zeros that are just straight over my
all this shit.
Yeah.
I got that running through a Orange Cab 212, so it's literally just I took the periphery rig and just got that.
Yep.
The older periphery rig.
The
OG, the bulb setup.
Mish's signature. So I got that. I'm just running it with a PRS guitar.
Yeah,
it's coil tap on it. It's lovely. Good. I got that for a bargain as well. It's good on gas.
Yeah,
it's like the aqua finish sort of thing.
Yeah. It's one of the lower end ones, just the SE ones, because the PRSs, if you buy the legit ones, are like $6,000 and upwards, and I'm not made of money. Being a musician. And then I've got just a fuckload of pedals. I got a time. Best one's the timeline. Like the timeline does all your delay settings and gives us. It's actually super useful for us because we use a bunch of different delay timers for a lot of our songs. We don't have any in-ears or anything. So we've basically what I'll do is I'll turn the setting on, swipe the guitar, and it gives like a metronome basically to start the song. Lucidity specifically, when we play it live, you got to start with that guitar track. So Boss has to sit there. I go, and he goes, and then he sits there and goes, taps it in, and then we go, what? Two. Then we start playing together. And it's always scary doing it live, but it is probably my favorite.
Ghetto as fuck.
It looks cooler than having in-ears and a drummer being like,
exactly right.
Yeah. It's a lot nicer to be, because then if we want to speed up, we can. And that happens. Well, I speed up because I'm shit. But
and one day we'll get you a timeline, and we don't have to tap in anything, and we just have like
but then
settings.
I can't speed up. Then I have to play perfectly.
You gotta play perfectly. True. Big shame. That's mine.
That's lead guitar done, and Boss, what are we?
So I have an Engel Invader as well. I got the 150 watt. That's and it's basically a death metal head. Or not death metal, like a modern metal high gain amp, but sort of the first series of them when they came out. They're German Engel. And so it's basically 4-channel amp, same as Harry's, but just the 150 version. But from memory, after researching it, they've got like built-in attenuators, so you don't have to like give it so much gas to get the nice tube sound. It's kind of always running at optimum. And then so even at a lower volume, usually you get a pretty similar sound, which some people might not like that. Maybe they want the option of being able to crank the amp and get that sound some of the time, or for but for what I use it for, I'm quite happy with that. But I got that, and then instead of the 212 Orange from Harry, I think that's got Celestion 30s in it from memory. I've just got a Marshall. I got a Marshall 1936 little 212, which is mint. I reckon I've always rated those Celestion 75 watts that are in those, and they're in the 412s as well, same speakers. They just sound so good with the Engel, I thought, and because I had a vintage 30 cab, I had a PV cab, and this was all back when I was playing in like the metal bands and stuff, but I just found I got the most clarity from those 75 watts, and plus being a 150 watt amp, you need 75 watts of speaker because it's two speakers, 150 watts, so if they're each 75, we get 150, which is pushing it probably beyond what it should be, but I don't really crank it that hard. But
somehow you're always quieter than me on rehearsals.
I don't know, maybe my ears are more sensitive, I don't know, or maybe I'm just too scared to
that'd be a first for a guitarist.
I will say from the bass players, it's fucking loud.
It
all comes out. Tells how you really feel, Tom.
I'm not embarrassed.
And the axe.
Oh, the Axe. Oh, great guitar. Love it. I got it maybe a year or two ago. It's a Ernie Ball Music Man JP6.
Okay.
So John Petrucci 6. He's the dude from
Dream Theater.
Yep. So that's pretty sick. And the pedal rig is just, it's a bunch of just stomp boxes, a delay, so a Strymon delay. I've got a Boss tuner, and then I have a little tube screamer. I got a tremolo pedal in there. I've got a couple of reverbs, and basically the one I could pretty much do without all of that, except for like I just probably would need a delay, a reverb, and a tube screamer.
Yeah.
And I just, with the dirty channels, so channels 2, 3, and 4, so dirty, heavy, and lead, I just always have the tube screamer before it.
Yeah.
And then for the clean channel, it's just all clean and and reverbs and stuff. And it all goes through a Boss ES, I want to say it's an ES8. It's like a space station switch basically thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's got all different loops in it, and each pedal has its own loop, and you can activate, kind of similar to what Harry has, where you can basically step on one thing and turn a bunch of things on or off.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, yours is more sophisticated than mine because mine just does the amp, but yours does your pedals too.
Yeah,
which is fucking sick.
right.
And I can put, I can set it up to put certain things before the amp and in the effects loop, and I can change it on the fly just by programming it through the pedal.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so it's a pretty fucking crazy bit of kit. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's quite hard to hit pedals at specific times right on when you need to do it, isn't it? And, and if you don't hit them right on, you might lose what you're playing. And
Absolutely. It happens to me all the time.
The tap dancing is a killer.
the tap dancing. Yeah.
So we all spent a lot of money trying to negate that thing of tap dancing because it was too hard. Too hard for me. I'm sure some people can do it, and God bless them.
I think you spend time like optimizing your sound, and then you spend time optimizing your like efficiency. And the efficiency usually costs way more.
But this has been a huge process. I mean, like I started. My rig originally was like a Blues Junior, like a little Fender Blues Junior with just an overdrive, a few overdrives, and a delay and a reverb and nothing.
Don't lie, you had 4 reverbs on that fucking pedal board back in the day.
Okay, all right, I like reverb.
Reverb fiend. He had 4 different. He had 4 different ones for like because this was back like 3 years ago when we were playing Tan and Taupe, like old school stuff. We were much more proggy. We did a lot of like clean stuff, and we might release some stuff later, but like a lot of like it used to be a lot more proggy stuff. Yeah, Boss had like 4 different reverbs, all for different settings of different songs, like because he didn't want to bend down and change them, obviously. But like I think even wasn't there one song where you literally changed reverb halfway through a song? I think it was for Once, Twice, Thrice, right?
Yeah, I still maintain that it was necessary. It cost me $150. Well, we're not going to fucking step on it.
True. Yeah, shit.
No, definitely a reverb head. I've cut it down to 2.
Yeah, you're doing well.
Cut it down to 2. Yeah, and one of them's not even a reverb; it's a analog multi effect from Dr. Scientist, who's a Canadian pedal builder. Just him and his wife.
Cool.
Run the business. They both do the pedals and send them out. And that thing cost me $420.
Damn.
$420.
Great number.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure is.
It does take, I suppose, time and error to figure out what your sound is. Like you might buy a 4-speaker cab Randall and be pushing that round for like 3 gigs upstairs, and you're like, I definitely shouldn't have bought this.
Oh, absolutely.
And you buy shitty Behringer pedals and stuff like that, and you're like, that does not work what I thought it would work like. Before you're actually like, all right, I'll put the money into something like where I don't have to carry 4 times from the car, and I've got the right pedals. I don't have 4 reverbs. I've got the 1-in-1.
I feel attacked.
But that takes time. That's why I suppose people always ask you what makes people famous and all that stuff. I say it's time and dedication and luck as well.
Trifecta.
Yeah, you've got to iron those creases out and figure out who you are as a creative before you actually know what you are, sort of thing.
Absolutely. And I think there's certainly something to be said for luck, but absolutely for time and just continual effort. I think
the more time you put in, like the more opportunities you can potentially have.
Absolutely.
And as long as you jump on every opportunity you get, it's just going to happen. Like it's just a matter of time at that point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And and it's really important who you're working with. Like you got to be able to get along with the people that you spend a lot of time, practicing and writing.
And then you also got to share opinions, which is probably the hardest thing.
It's like being in a relationship with 3, 4, 5 people. All opposing, well, not opposing views, but differing views. And
I'm not good at.
No, you're preaching to the choir, brother. Don't worry.
Shit at that, But I'm working on it. Like these guys help a lot, especially Harry. Harry's like, we've been very, very good buddies now for I don't know, long enough.
Too long.
Enough couple of years. Harry's very level-headed, very can somehow manage to always be see things quite objectively, and I'm just blinded by emotion all the time. So it's super helpful having Harry and
I love our 40-minute phone calls where we're talking about like
just fucking ring him up and just blow out the fucking lines. fucking XYZ ABC Jesus.
Nah, it's good. I love it.
Yeah.
So what's the future this year hold for you? Is music, gigging, more merch?
Yeah, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
We hopefully have some more merch coming up because
Yeah.
our previous merch has done quite well. We're very happy with it.
Who did that merch? Sorry, by the way.
Do you know the name?
Yeah, the fabric printers they're called,
that's
and they're
right.
in Osborne Park.
Yep,
Yeah, and they were
cool.
great
Cool.
company. Yeah, if
Yeah.
anyone's wondering, we did 50 shirts with one color screen print, and it was $15 a unit.
Cheap as chips.
So delicious, and
Yeah.
the turnaround time was
Fucking sick. It was like 2
It
weeks.
was
I
a
think.
couple of
Nice.
weeks, yeah.
Yeah,
But they,
yeah.
they prefaced it with saying, "When do you need them by?" Because we're having a busy period at the
Yeah.
moment. Da 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 da. So I was like, "Oh, pretty soon." And they said, "Oh, how long?" And I said, "Oh, about 3 weeks time." And they go, "Yeah, all right, whatever." 3 weeks. Yeah. They'll be ready.
Yeah.
They'll be ready. Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, great company.
Cool.
And, yeah.
So if anyone wants to know at $15 a piece, you guys still probably made fuck all off that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
The idea was to try and just have
we
something
just
to
want-
Yeah.
just somebody see somebody wears a shirt. Oh, where did you get that shirt? That's
Yeah.
kind of the hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reality is fucking probably doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But you never know.
No. So-
And then we got more releases planned. Or obviously we recorded a bunch of tunes with Temps like last year.
Yep.
So we got those in the works. They're getting released as we go through.
Cool.
And then we do want to record some more as well. We've got some more stuff in the pipeline, but we just got to sort out where we're going to do it and like what's all the situations going to go with that. So
Yep.
yeah, that's all future talk stuff. We might even do some home job stuff because Ollie's got some sick gear now. Like he's a bit of a gearhead and he's bought like a bunch of
He's got a good
Yeah.
set.
Really
Yeah.
expensive
He's
microphones
certainly
and
got
stuff.
the,
Yeah.
He's certainly got the gear to be able to do
on top
it.
of
So,
being
yeah.
like, a full-time self-employed like teacher as well as like organizing sick gigs and having like all this insane shit he can do like sound stuff as
maintaining
well.
a marriage,
Maintaining a marriage, like,
yeah, he's a beast.
Guy's a gun,
man.
man.
Yeah, he's like a wicked husband and just he's very. Yeah, I hope he's not spread too thin, by with stuff that we have to, the stuff that we do. But yeah, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's good, dude.
Yeah.
You all need someone in the band like that, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Someone level-headed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'll come in with like a crazy idea, like, oh, we should do this, and he's always like, and I'm like, fuck you. That's good shit.
Yeah. So when are we seeing you next, Tom? We got another gig in place, or
I don't think we do at the minute. No.
Nah, not at the moment. That's good though. We've just done 2 back to back.
Yeah.
We just let it go for a little
Let it
bit,
fester.
and I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I'd love to do some recording next. That would be awesome. And like that very old one you managed to find, that song that you've done.
Yeah.
There's quite a few like that that probably need to be recorded, and whether or not people like it or whatever. That would be purely from a selfish perspective. I just want to have them.
Yeah.
Just like you want to have a photo album from a time.
Yep.
I want
archive
to have
it, put it in and bring it out 5, 10, 15 years later when you got
Yeah.
kids and show them that I made this, even if it's shit or not, you've still got it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Snapshot in time, and it had its. I loved that music at some point that we made. We all got into it, and then one day we decided, oh fuck that's not cool anymore. But no, I think there's some value to some of the older stuff, so I'd like to try and go back, and if we're able to do it cheap, because the last EP, I don't want to give the figure because it's but it wasn't cheap. So
yeah.
But it was worth it. It was good.
Yeah.
Yep. And so it'd be cool to try and do it ourselves maybe, or with Ollie, or
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
And what is the routine for you boys after a big gig? Like next day, do we sit and?
It's a Friday. We don't rehearse the next day. We're too tired.
Yeah. So we usually jam Saturdays.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And just and whether or not we've got anything coming up, we try and keep it pretty regular.
Yep.
Because if we don't have gigs coming up, when we get together and jam, it's usually like bringing new ideas and trying to write.
Yep.
And if we got a gig, we'll be jamming. And
Yep.
then if we have a gig on the weekend, we don't jam because everyone's tired and all that kind of thing.
Yep.
But I think a little ritual that or something that happened for the Rosie gig was. I think it was that. I can't remember. But we, instead of jamming, we just got together and had dinner one night. Because we were like, we're rehearsed, like So, I guess the ritual or the I enjoy spending time, you know, hanging out, you know, like
Yeah.
you know,
It
I
helps
live on
with
my
everything.
own. I'm a fucking lonely cunt.
Hey, you got a cat?
Oh yeah, I got a cat. Yeah. I'll probably have 5 by the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy cat man.
Crazy cat, man. Yeah.
But yeah. I think like there might not be like a set, you know, routine or whatever what happens after a gig, but it's certainly you know, particularly the Rosemount, we all were like, you know, out the back, like we all kind of had like fuck yeah, man. Like I had like had a bit of a cuddle and a bit of a moment, you know, took a Polaroid.
Got a cracker on a Polaroid.
Yeah, from yours truly.
How'd the one turn out that I gave you?
Yeah,
Was
beautiful.
it framed
yeah.
all right?
Yeah, perfect.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah,
Because I let you guys, I usually let them choose, you know, pick one or two, and you pick one. I was like, shit, I don't know if that was framed right. Like,
Yeah. No, it was,
Oh,
it was
that's the
sick.
fun of Polaroids, though. Like,
Yeah.
it's, you get the result of it no matter what it is, you know?
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so no, that's cool, man. Yeah, I love that you do the Polaroid. It's sick.
Thanks, Ray. Yeah, it's getting me into the scene quite easily, sort of thing, and I get to go backstage whenever I want, really.
Yeah, awesome.
camera.
Yeah.
I just got
I'm
the
here for
camera.
press, man.
Yeah, you're right, man.
Yeah,
like-
sick. That's awesome. Life hack. Bring a camera everywhere.
yeah, it is. It's got a lot of my friends into gigs for free before.
Yeah.
Like, just take that and save
Yeah.
on the door. Yeah. Wait, your name's on here. No, I'll go find the guy, you know, and we'll get you on it. Never come back.
4 hours later, you're walking out drunk as fuck. Why don't you go
Without the camera.
Oh, so
The bird machine. Check.
I really don't know if we could play that for royalties or not, but we'll see.
That's fucking fat ass. That's sick.
So, fellas, we'll finish up with this little challenge I like to offer bands. I do hit usually you guys up like 1 or 2 days before with it.
I actually have no idea what that. I did get the message, but I didn't read it. I'm like, let's see how this goes. I'm kind of interested.
If it doesn't go down well, it doesn't go down well. But I do a bird challenge because we're in the Henhouse Studios.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
clever. Yeah.
So I'll pitch it to the bands to come up with a bird and summarize the band, or just, you know, in general, talk about a bird or exert, you know, your passions through a bird, sort of thing, or whether it's like a poem, a dance, song, rap, freestyle, whatever it want to be. And I hit you guys up, a couple of days ago, seeing what you thought. I don't know what you got, boss. If you did,
I got one.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an odd choice and an odd. Not odd. It's not that odd. It's not that. It's a bit basic, but I mean, I don't know if I want to speak for you guys. Have you guys got a bird, by the way? I mean,
No, I listened to your last podcast and I thought about the poem and I was just like, no, I can't top that.
Rowan is very quirky, and I hit him up the day before. I'm like, "You gonna do this?" He's just like, "Yeah, I'll do something. I'll write a poem." I'm like, "Dope."
yeah, sick.
I think I can beat the seagull poem. Like,
Seagull.
Seagull. Yeah.
To-
Fuck, I feel like I'm walking into a test I haven't studied for. Just by comparison, you know, it's like, well, that student wrote a poem. I'm like, fuck, that's a fucking D-.
Yours is a haiku or something.
I thought about it.
Yeah. The oral presentation for English Year 10.
Classic.
But yeah, I think recently I was down south. I was in Yellingup over New Year's at a mate's place who used to play in a really big Aussie metal band, funnily enough. Make Them Suffer. Go check them out.
Yes.
Nick McLernan, the guitar player, is a freaking beast, and Booker, you know, old friend, and or not like close friend, but certainly old acquaintance. And you know, I guess when you know people for X amount of time, whenever you run into each other, it's sort of you know. But anyway, that aside, I was in Yellingup and I was in the tent, and it was pretty early in the morning. I sort of woke up and I heard crows. You know, the classic like
Yeah.
and I heard it, and my initial reaction was like, fuck you, I'm trying to sleep, buddy.
Because
I was probably, you know, without sleep or whatever. You know, you wake up early when it's camping because the sun's just bang, you know. But then it was so dead quiet, and it was in this lovely, you know, this friend's property's huge, so it's basically like it's a huge, like, you know, there's heaps of you know, just trees everywhere, and it's you know, it may as well just be untouched land. It's beautiful, you know, and Yeah, like this entire fucking country is. Gorgeous. Yeah, then I heard another crow, like in a distance responding, and then another one in what seemed to be a different, at a different volume indicating another distance. And, I just kind of tuned into these guys, talking to each other, and, I'm sure birds do that all the time. Any breed of bird does that. But, I kind of like how obnoxious the crow cawing is. It's just like, it's kind of an ugly sound if you think about it, but it's, they're a cool bird, man. All black, fucking menacing looking things. They're sick. So I'm gonna go with crow.
Go with the crow.
Yeah,
a murder of crows, cool. So
murder. And they're called a murder of crows.
Yeah.
And how cool is that?
And you never see them hit by cars.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And they're smart.
Yeah, they're smart as. Yeah. So Boss is the crow. He's the wardong in the Noongar tongue. The boys, have you got any idea of what bird you might be if you were to be a bird?
Oh, jeez. I don't even know many birds.
Or are you guys the murder of crows?
Oh, that could be it.
The band.
I'm not very metal though. I'm a pretty I don't have tattoos. I don't wear like black clothing very often.
Yeah, you're quite colourful.
I make a lot of noise.
Yeah. You have a deep voice like a crow does. Yeah.
Crow, yeah, I guess. I could be an owl. I'm very nocturnal. I stay up late and stuff like that, and I'm very observant of everything, a little bit too much, I think.
Yeah.
I'd be an owl, I think. Not very wise though. I'm a fucking idiot sometimes.
Are owls wise?
I think they're supposed to be, right?
They are,
yeah.
Just because they eat like mice and all those rodent.
Just fuck lots of protein, yeah. Fuel the brain.
And Tom, he's googling it.
So. No, I was at work today. It's I was just googling different birds, trying to think of an answer for this. I tried to find most introverted bird.
What did you come up with?
I'm trying to look at my Google results. Actually, it was
birds that are quiet, or birds that are reserved.
It was a shy something. I don't know, a frigate bird or something. But
maybe the white swallow.
The swallow.
White swallow.
Is that a northern swallow? What's the Monty Python quote?
I have no idea.
Is that an inland swallow? Or no?
I don't think there is something called the white swallow. That's from South Park when he goes. Anyway.
Well, whatever the introverted bird is, that's Tom.
The introverted one.
Yeah.
Well, boys, thanks a million for jumping on, having a yarn with me.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having us. It's awesome. Yeah.
And all the best for the future. We'll see you down the line.
Yeah,
sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.
I'll see you later with the oily makeup. End of the day I'll wait up. Another week to go until it runs a course. I'll see you later, 'cause I'm in the corner, boxing with a hoarder. But we keep on breathing and moving on. You're saying all the right things, but the way you move, it leaves a little stinging. I got allergies to everything you're toxic and now control. I really think it's time to break out. Still I break out. I'll see you later when I hold your hair back and I feel the age gap. 'Cause I'm sick of waiting, making a tired excuse. And I'm sick of waiting when I meet the lady, 'cause the girl is wasting all the time. Sounds selfish, but it's mine. The talk is cheap, your friends are always in your ear, making it harder than it needs to be. We really need to sort it out. I really think it's time to break out.